On behalf of Karmavir Shantaram Bapu Kondaji Vavre, Arts, Science and Commerce College, SIDCO, I would like to give you a very warm welcome to the first year of Bachelor of Science. Today is the second day of students induction program. In today's session, you are going to understand choice-based credit system. I am Dr. Manisha Girase, head of the Department of Microbiology. Now, in our college, we are having UG department and PG department in science faculties. In UG, we are having BSc in botany, BSc in chemistry, BSc in physics, BSc in mathematics, BSc in microbiology and zoology. At FY level, we are having geography and electronics and statistics, and computer science is a separate stream. In our college, we are having MSc in science faculty, MSc in botany, chemistry, MSc in computer science, physics and zoology. Along with this, different Bachelor of Vocation, that is BO courses in food processing technology, electrical appliances repairing and maintenance, and yoga. These three bachelor courses and many diploma courses are there, which are mentioned in our brochure. Now, in the credit system, you are having different types of courses. One is core course, that is compulsory. Second is ability enhancement course, language and environment. Then discipline specific elective course, these are for third year. And skill enhancement course, even this is for third year. Don't get confused with this structure, because we are going to learn these courses, course structure year by year. Now for first year, you have to select 4 subjects. Okay, already you have selected 4 subjects for the BSc course. Now, depending on the student, these course subjects will vary. From these 4 subjects, in the second year, you are going to select only 3 subjects. Okay, so out of the 4 subjects in the first year, in the second year, you are going to select 3 subjects, and for the third year, amongst the 3 subjects, you are going to select only 1 subject at the special level. Okay, and along with this, skill enhancement courses will be there. Now each theory course will be of 2 credits. Now what do you mean by credit? One theory credit is equal to the 15 clock hour teaching. Means for 1 credit, you will be taught for 15 clock hours for theory course, and for 1 credit of practical, you will be taught for 30 clock hours. Okay, for practical, the timing is double. Now, your total BSc course is of 6 semesters. For first year, you will have 1 and 2 semester. For second year, you will have 3 and 4 semester. And for third year, you will have 5 and 6 semester. Okay. Now, let us concentrate only on the first semester, in which now you are first semester of FIBSc course. So, you will have 4 subjects for this core course 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now in this subject, for example, suppose this core course 1 is physics. For this physics, you will have 2 theory paper, theory 1, theory 2 and 1 practical. So this theory course will be for 2 credit. Each theory course will be for 2 credit. So 2 plus 2 and 1 practical course of physics, that is for 1.5 credit. So total physics subject for 1 semester will be for 5.5 credit. Suppose your second subject is chemistry. Chemistry paper 1 will be of 2 credit, chemistry paper 2 will be of 2 credit and practical will be of 1.5 credit. So chemistry will be again of 5.5 credit. So likewise, one subject for 5.5 credit. So total your first semester will be of 22 credit. So likewise, second semester will be also for 22 credit. So total first year will be for 22 credit plus 22 credit, so it will be for total 44 credit. So your course will be, first year will be for 44 credit. So one semester for 22, second semester for 22, total 44 credit. Likewise, second year will be also for 22 credit. third semester 22 credit, fourth semester, final year fifth semester 22. So total BSc course will be of 132 credit. So along with this 132 credit, on which your final score will depend. So your final score will be marks obtained in for this 132 credit. Along with this, you have to complete 8 credits, extra credit. Now these extra credit will not be used for calculation of your grade. Final grade will not be decided by this 8 credit, but these 8 credits are mandatory or they are compulsory. So total BSc course is of 140 credit. Okay. Now in this 8 credit, there are different groups. For this earning 8 credit, you will have choice. Now in this choice there are different groups. This group 1 is of physical education, that is compulsory for semester, first semester 1 credit physical education course, for second semester 1 credit physical education course. So 2 credit of for physical education, that is compulsory for all students. So from 2 to 8, 2 to 9, you have to earn the remaining 6 credit. So group 2 will be based on your sports representation. If you are in a sports, if you are playing at college level 1 credit, if you are playing at university or state level 2 credits. Then third group is participation in NCC, NSS. So depending on your participation, you will get 1 credit or 2 credit. If you are getting certificate, you will get 2 credit. Then group 4, participation in science exhibition like competition, that is Avishkar competition. If you are participating in extension activity, cultural activity, then you will get 1 credit. So Avishkar at university level 2, Avishkar at state level 4 credit. Now in any of these group, you can earn the 6 point, but there is a limitation that in one group you cannot score more than 4. Suppose you are a player, you cannot earn all your credits from the sports representation. Maximum in one group you can score only 4 credit. So if you are presenting paper in national and international conference, then you will get 1 or 2 credit. Then group 6 is if you are completing any short term course or summer school, 3 credit. If you have conducted any scientific survey, then 2 credit. For field visit and study tour, 1 credit. And if you are completing any online course, MOOC courses or career advancement courses, then you can earn 4 credit. But for earning 1 credit, minimum 10 hours teaching should be there. So likewise, from group 2 to 9, you have to earn 6 credit up to the third year. These 8 credit you have to earn up to third year. Okay. Now evaluation pattern, there are 50 marks for one subject. Then there is continuous assessment and university evaluation. Continuous assessment, that is conducted by college, means you will have to appear for many exams. There is not a single exam. So university exam and continuous assessment conducted by college. This continuous assessment shall be of 15 marks, while the university exam is of 35 marks. Out of the 50, there is distribution 15 at the college and 35 marks at the university exam level. Now to pass these two exams, you have to pass separately. In this 50 marks exam, you have to secure minimum, for 15 you have to secure minimum 6 marks, and for university exam you have to score minimum 14 marks. Okay. So passing is separate, 40% passing is there. For BSc, you have to earn minimum 40% in each continuous assessment as well as in university assessment. Now in continuous assessment, that is which is conducted by college, minimum 10 marks written exam will be there, and for rest of the 5 marks there will be seminar, viva, project, field visit, tutorial, assignment, group discussion. Any can be conducted, or more than one type of examination can be conducted for 5 marks, but minimum 10 marks will be written exam. So the overall picture is like this for subject 1. Suppose it is physics, paper 1, paper 2 practical, 2 credit, 2 credit and 1.5 credit practical. Continuous assessment is of 15 marks, university assessment is of 35 marks. So total 150 for one subject. So total your one semester will be of 600 marks, 180 for continuous assessment and 420 for university examination. So grading system is there. If you are scored 90, more than 90 and less than 100, then your grade point is 10 and your grade letter is O, means outstanding. If you are secured 75 in between 75 to 89, then your grade is excellent, A plus, and grade point is 9. Likewise, the grade points are there and grade letter is there, 40 to 44, pass grade is there and your grade point is 4. Less than 40 means student is fail, 0 means absent, 0 means repeat the course. So likewise there are grade point and grade letters. So based on this grade point and credit of that paper, there at end of each semester you will get SGPA. When you will complete one semester, you will get one semester grade point average. Now how this semester grade point average is calculated? Grade point you have earned. These are the grade points. These are the grade points that you have earned, multiplied by the credit of that course. Suppose the course is for 2 credit, divided by total credits. So likewise you can calculate your SGPA. So for example, chemistry 1, chemistry 2 and chemistry practical, it is for 2 credit 1.5. Your grade letter is A, B and A. These are your grade points. So these are the grade points which are obtained in 4 subjects. We have taken one example. So by this, total grade means allotted grade multiplied by obtained grade, that is credit into grade point, that is 16, because in your formula you have to multiply credit by grade point. So likewise the total number of credit into grade point, that total becomes 166, divided by total grade of the course, that is 22. One semester is of 22 credit. So the SGPA for that semester is 7.5. This is the example we have taken. Suppose the student has obtained this grade point, so that student's SGPA is 7.55. Now based on this SGPA of all 6 semester, the SGPA of all 6 semester multiplied by credits of that semester divided by total credit, there will be CGPA. Means at the end of the BSc you will have CGPA, at the end of each semester you will have SGPA. Okay, so from SGPA you can calculate CGPA. So this is the grade point and class awarded. Now from this CGPA one can calculate the percentage. If the O grade is there, O grade means 9.5 or more than 9.5 or more than 9.5. So 9.5 into 20 into 9.5 minus 100. By using this formula you can obtain the percentage of marks. So this is for calculation of percentage. So what are the rules of etiquette? For second year admission, now you are in first year. For second year admission, minimum 50% credit completion of the first year. Means the first year is of 44 credit. Out of this you have to complete 22 credit compulsory. Otherwise you will not be admitted for the second year. Okay. And for third year of admission, you have to complete the first year, 100% credit completion of the first year, and minimum 50% credit you have to complete for the second year. So this is the rule of etiquette, and this is how your SGPA and CGPA will be calculated. So thank you.